Hi, this is Preetha and welcome to Dakshin Curry. Today I seem to be in a mood to make pickles, and the ingredient that I have chosen today is loaded with vitamin C. Yeah, that is Nellikai, also called as a gooseberry or Amla. So to know how to make Nellikai urga or Amla pickle, you need to stay tuned. So let's see what are the ingredients. I'll be using gooseberries, around 10 of them. Apart from that, I'll be using 5 teaspoons of red chilli powder, which is going to give that nice spice. A teaspoon of mustard seeds, which I'll be using to roast and make it into a powder. Apart from that, we'll be using half a teaspoon again for the tadka. A pinch of turmeric, salt to taste, hing, a pinch of hing. And what I have here is methi seed powder, and what I have done is I have roasted methi seeds and then ground it into a nice fine powder. I'll be using 1 teaspoon of that. Apart from that, this pickle is going to use a little more oil, so around 1/4 cup of sesame seed oil and a little bit of water to cook the amlas. So let's start. The first process is going to be to roast the mustard seeds. I have a pan here to put on saute mode, and I'm just going to heat this up. And what I am going to do is add 1 teaspoon of mustard seeds, and I am going to roast this, dry roast this till it starts crackling. So as you can see, this is starting to crackle. Now at this stage, what I am going to do is I am going to switch off the flame, and I have a mortar pestle here. Now all our mustard is out here. We'll allow this to cool down. Let's keep this aside for a while, and in the meanwhile, again heat your pan. What I'm going to do is I'm going to add gooseberries. I'll be adding around about 10 of them. Let's count: 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10. And to this I'll be adding water. Now I don't want to boil this on and on and on forever. The idea is to basically give yourself a little bit of ease while chopping the amla. Add a little bit of salt. What happens is if you add the salt in the starting, it's easier for the amla to absorb. But if you don't want to do this, you want to avoid this step, what you can do is directly chop your amla and cook it, make the pickle. But what I am going to do is I am going to allow this mixture, or rather the amlas, to soften a bit. So let's boil this for around 5 minutes or so. Now in the meanwhile, what I am going to do is this mustard seeds which I have here, I am going to kind of crush it. It's an amazing aroma, when you're crushing mustard seeds, really amazing. What I'm going to do is I'm going to add fenugreek seed powder also in this halfway through. Now I'll be using around 3/4 spoon, not more than that, not required. Let's just give this a quick mix. And what we'll do is we'll add this mixture, this powder, later on. And this will give a nice flavor to our pickle. Now I had used fenugreek seed powder in a similar manner in another recipe, which was again somewhere in between a pickle, and it was called tokku, tomato tokku. To know how I used fenugreek seed powder in that recipe, you just need to make a search for the same on Dakshin Curry and you will find it. So let's just allow this to cook, then we'll cool it down, and then we are going to chop it. Let's have a look. As you can see, our pan is drying up. All the turmeric is kind of like put onto the base. This stage, what we'll do is we'll switch off the flame. Now cool this for a while, and then we'll chop it up. So these have cooled down. I've already started chopping. Let's have a look. Now I have this gooseberry here, and I'm just going to cut down from one end until I can see the seed here, and just start cutting down from those edges. Now with the seeds also. Now amla is full of goodness. What you can do is you can dry these seeds and then use it, for your hair tonic. So don't discard this. Get as close to the pulp and then just slice these. So all our amlas have been chopped up. It's here for you to see. All we need to do is saute all of the amlas, with oil and the masalas. Let's start with oil. And now I'll be using a generous amount of oil here, like I told you. At times it's okay to use that bit of oil. It stays also for a longer time. And let's heat this up. Now what I'm going to do is add half a teaspoon of mustard seeds. And I'm going to allow this to crackle. Add a little bit of hing now. Pinch of hing. A little bit of turmeric again. Just a little. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to add the gooseberries. And now I'm going to saute this. Now all the cooking is going to happen in this oil. There's no water. Amla kind of softens, with time. So you don't have to worry. Now I tasted the amla. Another reason for tasting was for the salt. Now it has absorbed around about 80% of salt. All you need to do is add a little bit more. So I'll be adding that towards the end. Now I'll add chili powder. Like I told you, a good amount of chili powder goes in this. I'll be adding around, say, 1.5 tablespoons in a way. Now this is really spicy. Some people like to add a little bit of jaggery towards the end, but if I want to add jaggery, I'd just rather go and make a sweet amla pickle. And now what we are going to do is we are going to saute this till it all kind of comes together, and you will see the oil kind of spreading towards the edges. So let's allow this to cook on a medium flame for, say, around 5 minutes. Now amla has been cooking for, say, 5 minutes or so, and I'm getting a nice aroma of chili, nice and pungent. And as you can see, it's starting to ooze out oil towards the edges. At this stage, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a little more salt. Like I told you, there was around 80% salt, needs a little bit more. And what we'll do is, the mustard and the fenugreek seed powder that we had made, let's add that too. The best things in life are so simple. You have to make this pickle, and trust me, if it stays for a day or two in your pickle jar and then you have it, it's going to have an even more awesome flavor. Not that you can't have it instantly. Now we will cook this, or rather just allow this to kind of simmer, not even simmer, like kind of bubble for a minute or two. And then what you need to do is you just need to switch off the flame and allow it to cool down. Put it in a nice sterilized glass jar and allow it to stay for a while. So let's kind of allow this to bubble and then let's serve it. So our Nellikai Urgai or Amla pickle is ready. If you want to use an alternative, you don't want to use gooseberry, try making it with garlic. I'm sure even that is going to work out just fine. So what are you waiting for? Make this, and if there are any more interesting pickle recipes that you want to share with me, you know where you can stay connected, right? Hit subscribe on India Food Network, and until next time, it's Preetha signing off. Bye.